Peace to the family. Peace to my comrades. It is always smoke to the COINTEL Pro Boxing fan. We're the poolside again. About to have some boxing talk. Plan renews when? Your plan renews on the 29th. Shit. Oh man. Boy. It is hot out here, fam. Just sitting here thinking, what is the future of our fighters? What is the future of Black American boxers, professional boxers? I look at what we are defending right now in the sport. I look at the degeneracy in our community and how it is impacting this microcosm of boxing. Salute my honorable brother, Macadacious Mac of the South is in the building. Kid Kudo is in the building. Salute to the comrades. We are live and exclusive indeed. Brothers and sisters, I know some people say, well, we should just ignore Keyshawn. We should just ignore Shakur. We should just ignore the top fighters in the sport who represent our tribe, who represent our lineage, and just let them behave however they want to behave and not call them out. Not call them out for this degeneracy and backbiting that is happening. Now, people can say what they want to say, but when I was watching the Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu card, I have to be honest with you all. First of all, let's look at the symbolic meaning behind what we just witnessed, starting with Stephen Fortin being 7 pounds off weight. Let's talk about Charlo not being able to compete. Now, I'm going to lay the foundation. You have Paulo Acusa, the 2020 Australian Olympian, who they call Sweet Pea. Did y'all hear what I said? They call him Sweet Pea Acusa. And I'm looking at these Australian fighters and I'm saying, damn, these guys look good. I said, Acusa is fighting like a top Black American fighter. Goes to his corner. We think he's down and out, comes back, second win, and gets a wonderful stoppage. While Stephen Fortin is sitting at the house, 7 pounds off of weight. And one of my comrades, I don't remember if it might have been the Dirt Gang boss in the panel, in the chat. It might have been my brother Patrice X. But one of my brothers said this. He said, y'all see how all of the basketball leagues around the world are getting better? You all see how the European basketball leagues are starting to beat our basketball leagues in the Olympics? Salute Black Jericho is in the building. Do you all think that can't happen in boxing? Like we have to ask ourselves an honest question. Are we going to allow all the hard work that the fighters that paved the way for us to be here and have the leverage that we have in boxing today, are we just going to say, hey man, it doesn't matter? Now, I can understand Jay Prince is an honorable businessman. Salute my good brother Freedom's March in the building. But check this out. Jay Prince didn't pave the way for you, Keyshawn. And Jay Prince didn't pave the way for you, Shakur. Let me tell you who paved the way for you. Fighters like Joe Louis paved the way for you. Fighters like Henry Armstrong paved the way for you. Fighters like Bill Richmond paved the way for you. And I'm going to tell y'all what's about to happen. See, Tim Tszyu didn't wild out on Errol. He could have really hurt Errol, but he didn't. But do you all remember who really wanted Errol? Virgil. Y'all remember that? Virgil Ortiz and Virgil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya started saying they would love to make that fight happen with Errol. Do you all know what Virgil would have did to Errol? And do you all understand the symbolic meaning of why it would have been done? See, everybody else is playing for keeps. And everybody else is keeping a tally and a toll of our top fighters beating their fighters. So you think that they don't want get back for how Errol beat Mikey Garcia? Salute the Dirt Game bosses in the building. You all don't think that they still want get back? They want get back for every single one. This little dude is crazy. Get on over there. Yep, get on over there. Yep, get over there. Don't do that again. Right? That wasn't smart, was it? That wasn't smart, was it? Yeah, don't do that again. But everybody else is playing for keeps. And we have people who have infiltrated the sport of boxing, acting like they're real fans of the sport of boxing. We have a bunch of bad girl club watching women who are now in the sport of boxing that hate on Clarissa. And we got a bunch of weird African Bambaataa funny style dudes who are now in the sport of boxing who say the best don't need to fight the best. Keyshawn don't need to fight Devin. Salute Mr. Cell Block 60 in the building. Shakur and Keyshawn can run around and call Devin soft and have you funny style dudes talk about, well, we got Devin cornered now. In reality, neither one of them really want to make the fight happen. While other people, man, it's bright out here. I can't even see my phone. While other people are making fights happen. So, question to you, family. If Lamont Roach does not beat Zepeda in great fashion, you think they're going to keep pushing Lamont Roach as a top fighter? It's Tuesday, y'all. Correct? It's Tuesday. Has anybody heard or seen any mainstream or big content creators talk about how Errol Spence is a warrior? How they did for Xander Zayas? Let me ask the question again. Has anybody heard yet this week Max Kellerman or Sean Zattel, who you all love so much, talk about the warriorship of Errol Spence. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Talk to me. That's right. That's right. Nobody's heard of that. But everybody else gets this participation prize. Everybody else gets a participation prize just for putting forward the effort as a warrior in the sport of boxing. But our fighters, when they lose, the narrative is, see, he's finally been humbled. See, he's finally learned his lesson. That's right, Mr. Cell Block. This spirit won't allow it. And these people say they care so much about boxing. Okay. Where are the videos about Lamont Roach fighting Zepeda? And correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but isn't that this week? Doesn't Zepeda and Lamont Roach fight this week? What happened to O'Shaquie Foster versus Shakur? Shakur said, I'm so small. I'm so itsy bitsy tiny small. I'm going back down to 135. Okay, so why can't the fight with O'Shaquie happen? What happened to you all talking about Raymond Ford? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, Kid Kudo, I don't watch him either. I see little clips of him on my feed every now and then just because I follow so much boxing content, but I don't watch a full episode of Inside the Ring. Good afternoon, my good honorable brother St. Louis Mixes in the building. See? And the people, and see, that's my point. Mr. Cell Block says they have no buzz, period. And here's my point, fam. The fighters, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Help me out, chat, because I don't know everything. Help me out. Who are the top 2 Asian fighters in the sport of boxing right now? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Who are the top 2 Asian fighters in the sport of boxing? When I'm talking about, when we talk about Asian boxers, who comes to mind? Who comes to mind? Inoue, thank you, brother. Inoue, and who else? Inoue, that's one. Who's the other one? It's Inoue, and Nakatani. Now, here you have these 2 fighters representing their community, fighting each other, putting on bouts where, regardless of how we feel about their boxing IQ, people are bear witness and saying they must be great. Even if Inoue does get knocked down, he comes back and he puts belt to behind in the fights. All right. Who are the top 2 Latino fighters in the sport of boxing, representing the Latino tribe? Come on. Who are the top 2 representing the Latino tribe? It's easy, family. You know Canelo was one. Who's the other? Canelo's one. Who's the other? Come on, family. Come on, family. We got Inoue Nakatani representing the Asian community. Thank you, Hassan 7 Fighter. Thank you. Thank you. Now we have Canelo and David Benavidez representing the Latino community. Kid Kudo says, respect, coach. I understand. They don't even cross my feed. Can't stand Sean and Ready Raheem either. The list is kind of long. See now, Ring Magazine will cross my feed. Sean Zattel and Ready Raheem do not cross my feed. When Boots beat Xander, and I heard the questioning, the line of questioning that came from them two, that's when I really had to address them. Now, family, let's talk about it. We got Nakatani, we got Inoue, we got Canelo, we got David Benavidez. Who are the top two European fighters? We ain't gonna call them European. Who are the two top white fighters in the sport of boxing? Let's just call it like it is. Who are the top two? Go ahead. Who are the top two YT fighters would you all say in the sport of boxing? I'm gonna tell you one, Tyson Fury. That's one. Give me one more. Give me one more, family. Because see, it's a lot of people in the sport who come from our community who act like they don't see what's going on. Salute my good brother Patrice X. You all don't see what's happening right up under your nose as we speak. St. Louis says Bivol. Bivol. What is? Come on, man. Come on. So we got who we got, fam? We got Nakatani, Inoue, representing the Asian community. We have Canelo, David Benavidez, representing the Asian community. We have, the Latino community. We have Tyson Fury and maybe we'll give him because he's European, and Bivol representing that European tribe. Now here we are. This part I know y'all ain't gonna like. This part y'all not gonna like, but the truth hurt. And the thing about the truth is, once it's out, you can't put it back in that box. Now, family, I don't care what you say. If these fighters, for the most part, are being challenged, because y'all know we don't give Ryan Garcia nothing over here. Thank you, St. Louis Mix. A couple of years ago, it would have been Loma, clearly, but Devin Haney handled that. But ain't it funny, St. Louis? Ain't it funny how, even though Dev is the one that handled that Loma work, when y'all boy Tank was afraid to, look how we crap on our own. Salute to Dr. Cameron Fields in the building. Look what's happening, family. Now we got Dev, we got Boots, but they're not calling them the most talented. We have Abdullah, we have Oshaki Foster, but they're not calling them the top dogs. Our own people aren't calling them the top dogs. The majority in the sport of boxing right now who look at our black boxers representing our community. Oh, thank you, Kid Kudo. What are we thinking about? Representing the YT community is Fury and Usyk. I don't know what we was thinking about. You can throw Bivol in there as well. Bivol looks more like a Khan to me, and not Khan as in trickster, but Khan as in Khan. Stop. Turn around and do that right, okay? Before you bust your head open to the white meat. So yeah, family, we was having a brain fart. Usyk, Fury. So just dwell on that for a second. Representing the Asian community, we have Nakatani and Inoue. Representing the Latino community, we have Canelo and David Benavidez. Representing the YT community, all across the board, we have Tyson Fury, we have Usyk, and they have Bivol. Representing the Black American top boxers, who they say themselves are their best, we have Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. Does that even sound right to y'all? So because of the hate of Bill Haney, we're not going to support Dev the way we should be supporting him. And we are allowing these guys. Now, we have people like Bud Crawford. We have people like Tim Bradley. We have people in the sport who are starting to speak up. But it's so many haters. We have so many haters in the sport. We got this brother Bernie the boxer, man. I'm sorry, y'all. That dude is a hater. Every chance he get, it's still Devin fault. I'm talking about every chance he get, it's Devin didn't make the fight happen. It's on Devin. If Devin wanted, Devin need to make it happen. It ain't ever your little bros who are running around because you all have been yes men around them for so long. You have people making pages and building their whole brand off of hating on one fighter. I got you, Kid Kudo. I know what you meant. But even, see, let's go into that real quick. You see, Ryan Garcia will get the support that our fighters will never get if they acted anything like he did. My good brother, yeah, man, that brother is a hater, dude. It's at this point when I hear him talking, I keep scrolling up because that ain't nothing but hate. That's a hater. That is a Judas spirit of envy and bitterness. That is the spirit of Cain in him. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I just seen y'all seen they had Ryan Garcia on WWE, and they were doing a Congo line around the ring. Our beautiful black sisters were doing a Congo line around the ring during this fight. They allowed Ryan Garcia to jump in the line with our sisters, start dancing, and end up in the ring. Now, this ain't about that. This ain't even about that. But I want to show you something. Do you all remember Adrian Bronner? Do you all remember when Adrian Bronner said, anybody can get it? He said, something can, Mexican. Y'all remember that? They dragged him for that. Oh yeah, St. Louis Mix. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seen her on Instagram this morning. Yes, sir. Do you all remember when Devin Haney? Yeah, man. It does. Makes him look like a real sucker. But look at this, family. Do you all remember when Devin Haney said, ain't no white T man gonna beat me? When he was trying to pull Loma to come out, it was worldwide news. Devin the Dream Haney, a bigot, CNN News, a professional boxer, Devin Haney with racist, bigoted sentiments. And he was punished for that. And quite frankly, I think he's still being punished for it. But the degenerate rant that Garcia went on about our people, not only has he been forgiven, but after his suspension, he loses, he gets another shot at a world title. Another shot at a world title. None of our brothers would get that type of shot. But you all want to praise Shakur. Now we got 3 fighters on the pound for pound Ring magazine list. We got Shakur sitting at 4. We got Devin Haney way down at like 7. And then I think they have Boots at 9 or 10. Okay. Now let's just say they say Shakur is one of our best, and maybe Boots is one of our best. If Boots takes one, because they're already saying that he isn't defensively sound, the mainstream media in the sport of boxing and some of these wannabe content creators who want to get that showbiz check from the zone or another entity. Thank you, my brother Patrice X Tio as well. There is propaganda being pushed. And this propaganda is basically saying that our best are a bunch of wannabe street cowards who don't. This is the new narrative. Pay attention. The new narrative is top black fighters don't want to fight each other. What Keyshawn say? Stop picking on the Latinos. Come fight me. So the mainstream media said, hey, that's good. That's good right there. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Yeah, stop picking on the Latinos and fight each other. And now that you have campaigned for this again and again, and you've been chosen, now your language has changed. And now Keyshawn is saying, why are they picking on me? Why won't they leave me alone? Doesn't that sound familiar? Isn't that something that Shakur said? Leave me alone. My brother St. Louis Mix says 100%, coach. Part of the reason they're so jubilant about Ryan cheating him is they take it as a win for Devin's statements way back then. Bingo. Bingo. St. Louis Mix in the chat cooking with hot catfish grease. No. Listen. Stop picking on the Latinos and come fight me, Devin Haney. Did he or did he not say that, family? And Keyshawn and Shakur can act blind, but they know the bigoted stuff that goes on in the sport of boxing. And you still said what you said. You got Shakur running around here talking about you're his brother and he loves you with all his heart. It was a group of Latinos on the WBC board who said we're going to strip him because of his friendship with Bud Crawford. And it happened. And y'all still only got smoke for Bill and Devin Haney. So I have a question, brothers and sisters. Are these the ones you want representing us? Are these the ones you want being a representative of elite Black American boxers? When the Latinos got David Benavidez and Canelo. And you can say what you know you want, but guess what? Canelo got in there with Bud. Yes, Canelo's a drug cheat. Yes, Canelo's ducked before. But guess what? Guess what? He got in there. Canelo been in there with Floyd. Canelo been in there with Danny Jacobs. Canelo has been in there with Cotto. Canelo has been in there. Whatever stipulation we want to put, he's been in there. Who Shakur been in there with? This is our highest brother that on any pound for pound list, Shakur Stevenson. So if they are able to successfully blackball Devin Haney, that keeps him from being able to get to the top of the list. And we have Black men complicit in helping this. So you can't get mad when the race fans come forward and the race fan says to the people, well, y'all can say what you want, but your guys don't want to fight each other. At least Nakatani is fighting. At least Inouye's fighting. At least David Benavidez is fighting. At least Fury is fighting. At least Usyk is fighting. You don't see where we're headed, family? Huh? Huh? My brother Patrice X says, all we've done recently is go up in weight and beat them while being at a huge weight disadvantage. Bud versus Canelo, Boots versus Xander, who he beat into submission. Bud almost stopped Canelo in the last round. But Keyshawn thinks that's picking on Latinos. This is the man that our own black fans are saying is so street and tough, and Devin Haney is a silver spoon spoiled brat somehow, soft in and out. This is what they're saying. This is who you all represent. You want to represent us. And all of us truth tellers, all of us who are standing on the right side of history in the sport of boxing, who are just asking for the best to fight the best, those of us who defended Shakur when they were being race fans against you when you went against Zepeda, those of us who defended Tank when he fought Leo Santa Cruz, those of us who defended Keyshawn when bananas were sent to your door. How quick you brothers forget. So we should ask Keyshawn, hey Keyshawn, where were these Latino brothers and sisters you're defending when the bananas were sent to your door and Teofimo Lopez was laughing? I hope Devin Haney gets the fight. I hope Keyshawn is man enough to get in there, because he needs to be tested. He needs to be tested, and the way Raymond Ford got that ass whooped, Keyshawn, you need it, man. You need it. You need some sense knocked back into your mind. That's right. They on that keyboard calling him a ninja. That's right. They call all of you all slurs. They call you mayate and all types of little racial innuendos. Huh? Don't chimp out. Don't be a victim. That's what they say about you. But these are the guys you all want representing him. Whole time we got Lamont Roach, who I believe has been cheated a few times. That's right, Kid Kudo. Keyshawn could have fought Norman, talking all that noise. Tiger Johnson can fight Brian Norman Jr. See, these are the type of brothers they don't want at the top of the sport. They don't want our masculine warriors at the top. Some of you might say, oh, because they're all boxers, they're all masculine. No, they're not. No, they're not. Some of these brothers are self-hating house Negroes, spooks who sat by the door. Spooks who sat by the door. Sambos, not Uncle Tom's. Josiah Henson was the hero in Uncle Tom's Cabin. Sambo was the traitor. Sambo was the handkerchief head Negro. And it's a whole lot of handkerchief head brothers in the sport of boxing. It's a whole lot of Jason Whitlock Tatum Negroes around here in the sport of boxing. That's right. Hitchison too. So y'all don't. A lot of brothers say they want that change. They want that revolutionary change. No, you don't. Because for us to truly stop what is happening, the things we would have to take away from the black community for entertainment, a lot of brothers wouldn't be with it. A lot of brothers wouldn't be with it. I gotta make it plain. And I understand when you are trying to grow in degrees of knowledge, sometimes it's hard because sometimes it feels good to just chin check a ignorant brother. It's harder to take a step back and say, that's a lost brother. I'm gonna let him live. And as hard as it might be, think about all of the race fans you let live. Think about all of the bigoted things that professional fighters have said and you let them live. You give them grace. You see? Now I know a lot of brothers call Dr. Umar a scammer and the school ain't open up and all that, but let me tell you what that brother said that was real true. Brother said, for us to have a real change, there's going to have to be a moral and spiritual civil war in the black community first. And hopefully it doesn't turn physical. Now, some of you might think that that's far-fetched. Do you all not realize that it has already been happening in the sport of boxing? Now, think about this. Those of you who have been around me the last, we're going on what, 2 years now? For those of you who've been around me the last year and a half, 2 years, I want y'all to really think about it for a second. I want you all to think about hold on, family. Yo, cut it out. You hear me? Now, where was that? Where was I at? Where was I at? Where was I at? Harlem Hospital giving beds out. Harlem Hospital giving beds out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this moral and spiritual civil war, it goes on in the sport of boxing because if you all remember, we got people who we used to see all the time before certain fights happen. Before Wilder fought Fury, it's a lot of brothers we don't see anymore. When Wilder came back and was successful against Chisora, it's a lot of brothers we don't see anymore. When Devin Haney successfully beat Brian Norman Jr., it's a lot of brothers and sisters we don't see anymore. And y'all know I ain't lying. Now I want you all to ask a question. Why we don't see them people anymore? Was the so-called competitive, non-personal dialogue surrounding these fights, was it really not personal? Because after these fights happen, families break up. After these fights happen, it seems that friendships have ended in these YouTube spaces. So my question is, what you mad for? What you mad for, fam? Why you don't come around no more? Huh? Why you don't come around no more, family? Now, if it was up to me, I would listen. If they made me, I wouldn't want to even be the head. If they made me in charge of the Black Revolutionary Entertainment Division, let me tell y'all what I would do. I would put sanctions on Tyler Perry. I would put sanctions on, what's that other brother? I can't remember his name. But I would go to Tyler Perry and I would say this, brother, you cannot make any more films unless they are pushing nothing but positivity about Black men and women empowerment. That's why I'm starting. I will go and make a federal law that all mothers, all single mothers, all parents with star football players, basketball players must send their athletes to a HBCU. We just talking. Let me kick my feet up. Hold on. Let me talk to y'all the plans I got for my division. Let me talk about this. What's my next order of action? Where we at? It will be a federal law, a federal mandate that all black athletes have to go to a HBCU. It will be federally illegal. Forget federal, it will be consequences and repercussions through our organization if you send your star athlete to a PWI. I would remove BET and will remove all degenerate music off of the radio. No grown music, even sexual. No sexual music until after 8 p.m. when your children should be in the house and shouldn't be listening to the radio. I will put sanctions back on the corn industry in every state. If you pimp women from our own community, we taking you out. We taking you out. Thank you, Patrice X. Our next order of action would be, Patrice X would be over the division of morality in the entertainment. So my brother's next action would be sanction all streamers. All athletes, you can only go to Black American streamers. I would ban all degenerative videos of us on TikTok or Instagram. We will put sanctions on all nudity, cleavage on the internet, on social media. Ryan Clark crying in front of the nation would be illegal. All Hall of Fame players, all commentators, you would have to go work for a black company. No more Top Rank contracts. No more DAZN contracts. What else I got on my mind? If you disrespect our women in public, that's punishable by law. I ain't talking about putting your hands. If you disrespect them, sisters, if you disrespect a black man in public or on social media, you will be charged to the fullest extent of the law. There will be no slander from any of our own people in public. We would need our own hospitals. We will need our own grocery stores. In any state that does not want to cooperate, all we would need, we're not asking for a handout, all we would ask for is for the federal government to put a sanction on those states, removing federal funding and making it a law that we are getting taxation without representation and none of our taxes should go to the state. So we can use our own taxes in our own fund to fund this initiative. You don't want, see, people say, oh, Coach Cook, you don't want a brother like me in charge of no shit like that. Excuse me, no stuff like that. Because it's time to clean up. If you commit a crime in your own community, if you go outside and commit a crime, it's for the people on the outside to deal with that. But if you commit a crime in our own community, that's your ass. If you hurt a child, if you hurt an underage girl or an underage boy, the punishment is death. Yep. The punishment is death. There would be a yeah, they don't want it. They don't want it. That's right. It ain't about what they want. I would call a national union of address for all gangs and religious organizations to be there. And we would put a national mandate. Y'all got 2 years to get your stuff together. And this is how it will go down. All gangs, all of you, if you do business, you better be doing business with somebody black. If you got to push something, you can't push it in your own community. Or the punishment is prison or death. Playtime is over with. I would want the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelite, all of them, the AME Church, all black church denominations in one meeting, having a discussion, seeing how we can build our own independent schools in the next 5 years in every major black city. Teach our own children. All y'all got to do is let us have our tax money. Salute Joseph Townsend. All of our intelligent black women who they've been laying off in corporate America. I believe the number's almost 400,000 now. We pay those women to help start up our own entrepreneur initiative for there to be this type of system that will run smoothly for the next 60 years in every nation, every state. So if you're in Arizona, there's a city you can go to. If you're in Oregon, there's a city you can go to. If you're in Utah, Idaho, there's a city you can go to where it's us. We would take that taxation, that money, and all the gangster disciples, all the vice lords, all the Crips, all the Bloods, all the Peace Stones, all the Black Mafia, all BMF, all of the brothers who know death and violence. We set up a military arm, and half those taxes need to go to that military arm to train them so they are proficient in their warrior task and drills and can protect the community. That's right, Kid Kudo. We have the most intelligent women on earth. But the energy is being directed in the wrong direction. Imagine if all the black women who are hating on Clarissa Shields right now got together and said, we need to come up with an initiative in response to the racism in the sport of boxing. That would have the powers that be shaking in their boots. Imagine if all the black women who are hating on Clarissa Shields said, we're going to put together a dissertation to bring before Congress on the corruption in the WBC and Mauricio Sulaiman. See, we have power, we're not using it. And to bring it all the way back around to boxing, if you get to the top and you represent us in a feminine, degrading, degenerative way, that's your ass. There would be decorum and shame brought back into the community. I don't care what your sexual preference is. Our kids don't need to see it. You don't need to be tonguing down your woman in front of them children in public, and you damn sure don't need to be doing this other alternative stuff in front of our children. But y'all don't want that type of change. A lot of our people want to be oppressed, but be comfortable. There you go, Patrice X, Sugar Free Mars, and the beautiful Dr. Cameron Fields, global ambassadors for the Black female delegation. We got 700,000 Black girls missing. We need a military arm. And if we find out, because we know we have some of our own helping with this human trafficking, that punishment, the charge will be death. That punishment would be death. See, what we don't realize what's happening is we as a people, we can't go to anybody else's community and tell them how to run something. But y'all let everybody and their mama come tell you about toxic masculinity. Come tell you about how the Black man and Black woman should be beefing with each other. You all want to be comfortable and still be oppressed. Right now, in the world of politics, they're talking about pulling the same crap that they once pulled. They're going to put leaders in front of us that still have no plan for us. And they're going to use scare tactics of, well, you all see what the atmosphere is right now. They're going to try to take you all back to slavery. Vote for me, while still promising you nothing. So everybody else, you have to give them something to vote, but you just shut up and vote. Salute Trey Titan in the building. Just shut up and vote. So to bring this back around full circle, family, what I'm saying to you is we have to be careful who we allow to lead our sport. Because they right now, the powers that be have Shakur at the top. And they're making it okay for this head to toe cabal. This head to toe Sodom and Gomorrah tag team championship boxing. And what's so nasty is I hear grown men, I'm talking about men in their 40s and 50s, defending this every day. Salute my brother PGH Big Dog in the building. Defending it every day. So I forget with one of my brothers said it, but they said, Coach, can't you see that the same thing that's happening in the International Basketball League, where now our teams are having problems? When we wash other basketball teams in the Olympics, they're having problems now against the European Basketball League. What? Yeah. So now you start looking, you got people like Shakur helping push the narrative. Tyson Fury would have beat Ali. Usyk must be the greatest heavyweight of our time. That's right, Patrice X. See, and it's some brothers that don't like me right now. I know they don't. It's brothers that don't like me right now because when I first got on the scene, they kept trying to push the, well, why can't we all get along, melting pot BS, coach, when I'm talking about what's best for us. See, this what my real allies understand. People who are my real allies, who might be from a different tribe or a different culture, I don't have to explain to them what I mean when I'm having conversations with my people about what we need to do to better ourselves. That moment is not about them and how they feel. But some of you are so scared to death. Some of our people are so scared to death to say, we need our best to fight the best so we can keep sharpening and passing on a lineage of greatness in the sport of boxing, representing the great fighters that came before us. Fighters like Jack Johnson. Fighters like Archie Moore. Fighters like Joe Walcott. Fighters like Bill Richmond. Fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard. Fighters like Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Aaron Pryor, Eddie Shavers. Fighters like the greatest of all time, F. What Shakur Stevenson got to say, Muhammad Ali. St. Louis Mick says, speaking of the head-to-toe degenerates, Coach, did you see Tio and Rolly talking about how Rolly regularly sends Tio videos and images of his private parts? Tio was not upset about it either. A lot of that goes on. I'm not even gonna get into that, fam, because let me tell you, and this is when I knew it was real. I was at a USA Boxing sanctioned event. I was sitting in the front row, and somebody from Tio's community, it was two people from Tio's community, came up, and they didn't know I could still hear them, right? Because I have an overactive central nervous system. So when it's a large group of people, I can pinpoint certain conversations on some some Spider-Man type of stuff, right? I kid you not, it's real. And I heard two young men say one of the most disgusting things that I've ever heard. Mind you, I worked in a prison. That I've ever heard two men say to each other. Neither one of them couldn't have been any older than 17. And this is how they were joking with each other. So it does not surprise me that that's going on with Tio and Rolly. It does not surprise me that on the stream with Dean and AB, Dean said doing one of the lie detector tests that he, come on, fam. Y'all see what's going on? You see what we are up against. This is a day of separation. This is a day of separation. That's why they like and love Shakur and how he moves. Not on my watch. This ain't happening on the Truth Teller's watch. We are going to petition against this. We are going to push against this, but I cannot do it by myself. My brother Drew can't do it by himself. My brother Stormy B, man, they can't do it by themselves. Sugar Free Mars can't do it by herself. Dr. Cameron Fields, who's giving you all the ways to deal with your mental health. We need every single truth teller to do it. We need every single truth teller to bring back shame, to stand up on truth, and not let these things happen. Now, if Keyshawn gets away with Devin Haney, I'm telling y'all, fam, this is about to be the beginning of the downfall of us in boxing as a community. Yep. Patrice X said, and that slips out their mind into their words, like what Tio said about wanting to assault Shakur. But Shakur still said he wants his daughter to play with his son, who will probably grow up and be like him. Brothers and sisters, we are almost to 1,000 truth tellers on this channel. And we have gained it the old-fashioned way, standing up on truth. My comrades getting the word out. All the brothers who have allowed me at one point to talk on their channels. And I appreciate you all. I haven't gone ghost. It's just now I have to start working in the gym, the boxing gym more, and building this table for myself now and feeding the people who follow me. Shout out to my brother Drew Titan, who put the thought in my mind because I wasn't going to start a channel. Shout out to my brother Patrice X, who has helped me and been one of my greatest helpers since the beginning of my channel. Salute Isaiah W in the building. Shout out to my sisters who have been with me from the beginning. My sister, Queen Tay Tay, always giving that MMA knowledge up to us. Salute to Dr. Cameron Fields, Sugar Free Mars, my sister Bella Faith. Shout out to all of my comrades, and we gonna keep on cooking. Let's try to put some information out at least once a day. Coach gonna have something for the family. Peace to the family, peace to my comrades, and it is always smoke to the COINTELPRO boxing fan. Stand up on truth.